I think one thing that a lot of elected officials need to realize is this isn't a resort in Florida. That people aren't coming to that location for a long-term stay. They're there to just be housed so they can be removed from the country quickly.
So that's the acting ICE director. It was on our show yesterday in Alligator, Alcatraz. And this is what we're finding about criminal illegal immigrants held in the Everglades. Oscar Satan Sanchez, Honduras, MS-13 gang member resisting arrest, assault, conspiracy to commit murder in New York City. Luis Carrada, Guatemala, burglary, forced entry. Cuba, sexual assault, failure to register as a sex offender. Honduras, second-degree murder in Miami-Dade. Venezuela, wanted for murder and aggravated robbery, conspiracy to defraud the government. Cuba, yet again, murder, arson, and assault. These individuals are being held at Alligator, Alcatraz, Everglades. I want to bring the Florida AG now, James Uthmar, back with us. And, sir, good morning to you. Democrats are hammering you guys on this camp. I think he gave a tour to maybe 60 members of Congress the other day. Wasserman Schultz calls it a stunt. She says, shut the hell down. Here's more of that. Maxwell Frost and also Wasserman Schultz.
When they let us in to see the cages, and we saw people, of course, yelling for help.
What we saw, the conditions that we saw inside this internment camp, which it is nothing less than that description, were really appalling. They are essentially packed into cages, wall-to-wall humans, 32 detainees per cage.
I have heard very different things from the Republicans in your state who have established this camp. How would you respond to what we just heard?
I'd say the Democrats' hysteria here can be described as nothing other than insanity. These people were elected to serve Americans, the American people, and yet here they are crying and screaming and protecting illegal aliens, many of who, as you just described, have committed some of the most heinous crimes. These Democrats say they're so offended that there is the same room where there's a sink and you brush your teeth and a toilet. That's called a modern-day restroom. This is not going to be the New York Roosevelt Hotel where the Biden administration spent millions of dollars to house illegal aliens. This is a detention center for people that broke the law and are awaiting processing to be deported.
Well, we saw the Roosevelt here in Midtown Manhattan. It was no bueno. What a sight to see. Jesse had on Kevin Guthrie last night. You probably know him. The executive director of Florida Division of Emergency Management. Okay, here is what he had to say when asked about it.
Let's just be very, very frank about it. There was a narrative where it was definitely the world is coming to an end, and then there was the other side of the flip side, the polar opposite of this is a very clean facility. I think probably one of my favorites was an individual had a thermometer, an infrared thermometer that they actually pointed at a light bulb, and it was 110 degrees, and it was, oh, I knew it was 110 degrees. I said, let's actually pull that down to where the ambient air is at.
What he was describing is how much living space each individual has. Could you give us a sense of that? Because he was comparing it to a jail cell versus a hotel room. How does that work there?
Sure. You have cells with bunks and several individuals in each holding space. This facility is probably nicer than most of the jails and prison facilities in Florida, and it certainly doesn't have to be. But the Democrats, they're willing to lie and go to any length to defend these illegal aliens. I mean, Director Guthrie described they're willing to put a thermometer by a light to dishonestly project a false temperature. This is an air-conditioned facility, and it certainly doesn't have to be. Over half of the jails in Florida are not air-conditioned. At the end of the day, we have to remember, these are people that broke the law. Many of them are wanted for brutal sexual abuse, rape, murder, the worst of crimes. We don't need to be bending over backwards for these people. I wish the Democrats cared about the American families and the victims, people that have suffered at the hands of some of these barbaric individuals. But I think what's happened is we have exposed, the jig is up. They wanted to take over our country by opening up the border, letting the illegals in, counting them in the census, trying to get them the right to vote, providing more electoral power to blue states. They thought they could change the electoral landscape of our country forever. And thanks be to God, President Trump stepped in, enforced the law, and shut them down.
All right, we'll see when the next tour happens, and we'll get reaction then. Thank you, sir. The AG in Florida, James Uthmar. Thanks for coming back.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.